I would recommend is The Boy in the Striped Pajamas by John Boyne. This book is historical fiction. Meet Bruno. He is a 9-year-old boy from Berlin, Germany, at the height of World War II. His father is a high-ranking officer directly under Adolf Hitler. Bruno is raised in a very protective, closed-off environment. Due to his father's job, his family, which is comprised of Bruno, his hopeless case sister Gretel, and their parents, moved to a place that Bruno knew as Outwith. He has a speech problem and does not know that the real name of the place is Auschwitz. He does not know that the nature of the place. Looking out his window, he finds that near their new home has a large fence next to it. He is jealous that the people on the other side of the fence get to wear pajamas all day long. Bruno loves to explore his surroundings and decides to follow the fence one day to see how far it goes. During one of his trips along the fence, he befriends a bald-headed little boy that was wearing striped pajamas. Shmuel is a Jewish boy who was taken from his home when the Nazis invaded Poland. Bruno does not understand what Shmuel and the other people in the striped pajamas experience. When he finds out that Shmuel's father went missing, he decides to help look for him. Shmuel finds some striped pajamas, and Bruno crawls under the fence. Even in such a dangerous situation, he thinks that the worst can happen to him is that he gets found out and that he'll just be in trouble. But one may wonder, can it go any further? An excerpt from the book is, Bruno had a pain in his stomach, and he could feel something growing inside him. One day he was perfectly content, playing at home, having 3 best friends for life, sliding down banisters, trying to stand on his tiptoes to see right across Berlin, and now he was stuck here, in this cold, nasty house. There was a garden directly beneath Bruno's window, full of flowers. About 20 feet further along from the garden and the flowers, everything changed. There was a huge wire fence that ran along the length of the house, extending further along in either direction. The fence was higher, even than the house. At the top of the fence, enormous bales of barbed wire were tangled in spirals. Everywhere they looked, they could see people, tall, short, old, young, all moving around. Some stood perfectly still in groups, trying to keep their heads up as the soldier marched in front of them, shouting something at them. One final thought came into Bruno's head as he watched the hundreds of people in the distance, and that was the fact that all of them were wearing the same clothes as each other, a pair of gray striped pajamas with a gray striped cap on their head. Leaving the house, Bruno went outside to the back. The one thing Bruno tried not to think about was that he had been told on countless occasions by both mother and father that he was not allowed to walk in this direction, that he was not allowed anywhere near the fence or the camp, and most particularly, that exploration was banned at Outwith, with no exceptions. Bruno slowed down when he saw a boy. The boy was smaller than Bruno, and was sitting on the ground with a forlorn expression. He wore the same striped pajamas that all the other people on the fence wore. I would rate this book an 8 out of 10 because at first I wondered how a child could be so ignorant, but as I read on and discussed the book, I came to understand that Bruno's ignorance represents the unawareness of the people of Germany during World War II. Adolf Hitler had a way with words and was able to persuade the German people to support him. He provided them with work, put food on their tables, and a roof over their head. Most people had no clue that there were such things as concentration camps. Some turned a blind eye to the situation. It's rather sad to see that we have situations today where we either turn a blind eye or pretend ignorance. I think it's important for us to learn from the past and try to work for a better future.